dubizzle, the UAE's latest homegrown tech unicorn, leading through digital disruption.
Right, Mr. Dean, let's go on a little bit of a unicorn hunt if we can. Why? Because times were that unicorns, not so much mythical, were just very, very rare. But times they are a-changing. EMPG, of course, Emirates Markets Property Group, but you probably better know them as Bayut and dubizzle, were certainly one of the first in this market here in the Arab world. Others have now joined the herd of unicorns that's growing, albeit still small. Swivel, Katopi, amongst others, joining this exciting space. According to Magnet's most recent report, startups in the MENA region attracting more than $1.2 billion in funding in H1 of 2021. 64% year-on-year growth. So there's certainly interest out there, but how can one stand out in the herd? How can you be a bigger unicorn or a more recognisable unicorn than others? Let's ask a man who knows a thing or two about becoming a unicorn, CEO of Bayut and dubizzle and head of EMPG MENA region is, of course, the one and only Haider Ali Khan. Haider, thanks so much indeed for joining us this morning. Much appreciated.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Haider, how can one stand out in this growing herd of unicorns?
I think unicorn, as you correctly pointed out, I mean it's a mythical creature, and the number is just it's a unicorn basically means your valuation is at $1 billion. I think it's truly about solving challenges. It's not so much about hitting a certain mark or a certain valuation, and do you have enough of a scope, enough of a geography that you are able to address some of the issues, and if you can make money doing that and continue to do that, which requires innovation, then you certainly will stand out, and you will stay there. As far as the tag is concerned, I mean, I just see it as a kind of an arbitrary number, right?
I'm glad it's still that, though, because, things have moved on a lot in this market, etc. It's become very competitive as well in order of gaining the attention of VCs and others. But as you're suggesting, it's still the fundamentals are about solving a problem.
Absolutely. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to have a business model where you solve a problem and you can make money doing that. And I say those both in unison because if you solve a problem and you're not making money, and especially in this environment, if you've seen the last, let's say, 6 months, 5 to 6 months, the capital markets have shrunk quite a bit. And now people are questioning valuations even a lot more, right? So something that was valued a lot, let's say, last year, and they did their last round, is probably perhaps not valued the same way, because now you're going back to the basic fundamentals of how's the business doing? Are you actually do you have top line growth? And now the bottom line is coming into the equation as well. Are you actually making money? Or do you have a path towards making money? So 200%, that matters a lot. And I think if that's your anchor, or if that's your compass and you're heading in that direction, then certainly you're on the right track.
You talk about the landscape change there, and you've also mentioned obviously the importance of attracting funding, be it from VCs or otherwise. Has the way one goes about getting funding or attracting funding changed fundamentally as well?
Not really. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's all about the fundamentals, right? So if you have your basics right, if your story is correct, and if you're delivering on what you said you would deliver on, one of the things at EMPG that we're very proud of is year on year. Over the last 8-10 years, we've delivered on every year what we told the investors from day one, and so that builds a lot of confidence, right? So this whole thing gets a lot easier if you actually come through on what you're saying. Now, if you have a pie in the sky plan and you're not going to hit that, then people are going to question it. Perhaps there was more, I would say, leeway last year. This year, there's more scrutiny on that.
We've just been talking talent with Natalie Spree from TrueSearch, and obviously the demand out there in the market at the moment. What role is talent and the right talent playing?
Talent is key, right? I mean, look, if you're going to scale, you need people, and you need the best of people. And not only that, retention is very important. So you need to keep your people around, and you need to keep them excited. And Without that, if I might say, you might end up with a leaky bucket, right? You add two people leave, you're not going anywhere. So it's absolutely critical. Finding the best talent, nurturing the best talent. We've also been focusing a lot on having direct relationship with the schools, having a strong internship program, because you cannot just keep sourcing senior folks as you get to a number in the, right now at dubizzle and Bayut we have around 600 plus people. You get to that number, you really need to kind of nurture talent at all levels. You have senior level, but you also need to kind of be very well plugged in with the local system.
I like that point as well that you make, and I wonder whether we can take that to a sort of company point of view of maintaining that evolution, maintaining that growth as well. Is there far too much focus on hitting unicorn status and then plateauing?
There could be. I think again, it's such a as I said, it's an arbitrary number, right? So if you just ignore that and you just focus on your people, on having the right vision set in the company and having them execute on that vision, and then also not just just executing on that vision, but also being ambassadors and actually defining the future of where things need to go. Over time, these people will develop context, and then they will be the future leaders. And it's absolutely critical that you keep those people around.
Still plenty of opportunities. Got about 20 seconds out there at the moment. It's all about opportunity. Are there still opportunities in the market, Haider?
Oh, there always are. There always are. You don't have to be the first. You need to identify a problem and you just need to do it better than everybody else. It's as simple as that. Just do it the best that you can, and hopefully you'll come through.
Certainly something that you and your team know a lot about, doing it better than others. Haider Ali Khan, thank you so much indeed for your time this morning. Haider is the CEO of Bayut and dubizzle and the head of EMPG MENA region.